So let's see where Kant got to by looking at this family tree of Germanic philosophers. And I've got James Lindsay to thank for this. And if you follow it down, well, one of his pupils was Hegel, and he came up with a Hegelian dialectic, which was turned into the materialist dialectic by Karl Marx. And of course, he was the inspiration for Lenin, Stalin, and Mao, which of course led to the Red Terror, the gulags, and the Cultural Revolution. And of course, in all three cases, millions dead. Well, let's look at another branch. There's Schopenhauer there, and he was an inspiration for Nietzsche, who of course was Adolf Hitler's favorite philosopher. And so naturally, as you're probably aware, that he led to the final solution and millions dead. How did we get here? Yes, this was a real headline. Gulags were compassionate educational institutions, say trans rights campaigners. Yeah, I think somebody missed the memo here. How did we get here? So thanks again to James Lindsay on this one. Let's look at that family tree again. So we went from Germanic philosophers, now we're looking at a few French philosophers, and bearing in mind that nearly all bad ideas come from France. So let's look at Derrida, and he was a good follower of Marx, and Foucault was a good follower of Nietzsche, but both derived from both Karl Marx and Friedrich Nietzsche in their thinking. And Derrida and Foucault were one of the acolytes, not just the only ones, but two of the guiding lights of the postmodernist movement. And they looked at deconstructivism, relativism, and the postmodernist. Now, many postmodernists will deny that they're relativists, but if you look at what they're producing, for example, that mental illness is a social construct, then you'll realize that they are relativists. And this is relativists in terms of cultural relativism and moral relativism and even ethical relativism. So that school of thought led to things like critical race theory, which led to Black Lives Matter, and fiery but mostly peaceful protests. It also led to critical feminist theory, which led to a lot of miserable women, and critical gender theory, which led to our gender unicorn there and led to butchery of children. Now, this is one of the nicer pictures I could post on here. Some of the other details of the gender transition surgery are downright horrific. So the clue is, if it's got critical in it and it's a theory, then it's probably come from postmodernism, and it's probably derived somewhere from a Marx-based background.